joins us here on the set. Normally, you know, I decide what to ask, and I just ask the questions, but there's so many topics for you just from the last, 10 days. I'm going to let you choose the topic first. Do you want to talk about dunks first? Do you want to talk about returning home to Cleveland first? The day of the trade? Let's start there. Which of those
the day of trade? We'll go to Cleveland.
All right, day of the trade.
There you go.
I read that you were reading like everybody else on social media, etc. that the rumors were out there, and then suddenly you got the call. Now, Kobe Altman said you were very emotional.
Oh my God.
When you learned the news. Here's your chance to set the record straight. What was your reaction?
Let me set the record
how emotional
straight.
was it?
Obviously, nobody wants to get traded. You know, that's not a phone call you want to get. That you have to pick up and move so quickly. But it's a team I grew up rooting for.
Right.
It's a team I grew up wearing. All the Cavs hats, shirts, and all the garb you could possibly imagine. We had all of it. And so if I had to get traded, there's no better team I could have picked for that. I get to compete. I get to compete deep in the playoffs. I get to play with somebody that I've been looking up to since watching him at St. Vincent St. Mary, and it's home for me. So I'm ecstatic about it.
So
but in tears, no.
There you go. Set the record straight.
Tears. I didn't use the word tears.
He did. No.
Hey,
come on, don't do that.
Hey, I just want to say. It's okay for a grown man to cry.
Oh man. So you land in Cleveland, you're back home, and there's a lot that goes with that as well. But just in terms of basketball, what's it been like, the transition?
It's been fun. Playing with those guys, they're such a veteran group that it makes it easy. They know how to make you feel at home, make you feel comfortable, and it's just it's easy because all we're doing is trying to go in and just play hard and play the right way. And if you're just working on trying to make all winning plays, then you can go play for any team in the league.
With that being said, Larry, now that you're back home, and when has you and your dad had a chance to sit down, maybe have some breakfast or dinner, and talk about this new movement?
I haven't even gotten to go home yet because I got traded and had to join the Cavs immediately in Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, we went to Boston. From Boston to OKC. From OKC, I'm out here back in the sunshine. So I haven't even gotten to sit at home and even really talk to my dad yet. I'll see him later today, though.
So speaking of your dad, I want to tell you a quick story and then ask you a question. So we make the All-Star team, and it's Brad Daugherty and Larry Nance sitting behind me. So Brad Daugherty's talking about, racing cars and kart racing and all this other stuff, right? And then your dad's talking about how he's fixing cars. So I'm sitting in front of him, and I'm like, are they messing with me? Because I know they can't be into, cars like this.
Yeah.
And your dad's talking about how he gets under the hood and how he fixed the motor, so forth and so on. And so finally I turn around, and he's got this dead look on his face, and I'm like, this guy's serious. So what I want to ask you is, did he have you as a youngster fixing cars or playing basketball?
You know what? Two things that I did growing up: watch him race and watch basketball. So
wow.
I mean, that's all true. He was up underneath the cars, up underneath the hood, just trying to, tinker with it. He had his Camaros. That's his love.
Yes, yes.
So when he stopped playing ball, that was what he channeled his love into, and he still does it today.
So you never worked on the cars?
Oh, a little bit every now and again. If he needs something heavy picked up, he kind of hands that off to me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to going back to basketball. The Lakers, different point in the cycle in terms of where they are. Cleveland now, it's about championships, and just is it shifting the mindset a little bit? I mean, obviously you were learning as a collective group in LA how to become a playoff team,
right? And
now it's winning at all costs. And so as you sort of come into this environment now into Cleveland, what's the mental and emotional part of that adjustment period? I know it's great playing with vets,
right?
But just championship or bust.
It's only been 2 games for me,
Right.
So like I said, I come in. It's the mentality I had while I was in LA too. Whatever it is that I have to do defensively, offensively to allow my team to win that game. Fighting for rebounds, diving on the floor, getting steals, whatever it is. That's what I'm focused on. So I think a team like Cleveland, having somebody out there that's young and can chase a loose ball and maybe catch a lob every now and again is is really helpful, especially with those vets that know how to win. So all I'm doing is just following their lead.
You know, there was a big play that you made in the OKC game. You're fighting for a rebound underneath the basket, and you tap it out. Clarkson grabs it, knocks down a three. That was a huge play.
Right.
And my question is, did y'all bring that from L.A.? Had y'all practiced that? Is that, or that just was a play that just happened naturally in the game?
That just happened naturally. You know, throughout timeouts, you know, everybody was saying, you know, Steven Adams, he's gonna push on you. He's gonna be banging and everything and stuff like that. You know, he's bigger, stronger than I am. Yeah, I know that, but I'm more active and quicker than he is. You know, so the rebound went up, and before he could get his hands on me to grab me, I was trying to sneak around and grab rebounds and tap him back out to the team, and I didn't even see him. But very fortunately, that ball just happened to end up right in JC's hands, and I think I've seen that once or twice.
I had a chance to see you, Larry, the next day. We were on the same flight, and we spent a brief bit of time. And I mentioned to you the fact that Grant and I had talked about the trade and that you came with a teammate during the trade. And you're a young player. It's the first time you get traded. There's always this feeling like, the team didn't want me, I'm going to show them. Right. But you having that connection with JC, how helpful do you think that will be for you guys with this transition to lean on, to spend time with, where you go away from practice, maybe you guys have time on the road? Do you think that's going to benefit the both of you?
It's going to be huge for us, you know, because anytime you're stepping into a new situation, you want some kind of comfortability. And, you know, he is that. You know, we've spent the past 2.5 years together in L.A., and so, you know, we've gotten comfortable with each other on the court and off. So it's, you know, having that relationship with him is going to be super beneficial, you know, come throughout the rest of the season.
You can say June.
I can say that now?
You can say it. Yes, you can say it.
Whether you're playing or talking about, you can still be together.
Yes.
You're right. Come June, I can say that.
June is on the Cavalier calendar.
Yes, you're right.
It has been the last few years. All right, I told you we were going to get to dunk contest. It was on the menu I presented earlier. Right. So I know you're not going to tell us what you're going to do, and I've been at this long enough not to ask you that. But for younger fans out there watching who don't know, your dad won the NBA's first dunk contest.
I was there.
Way back when. Zeke was there. Can you do the dunks your dad did to win that contest way back when? The wraparound, that kind of cupping thing that he did?
Ooh, there it is.
Are you capable of replicating that dunk if you wanted to for the purposes of this contest?
Daddy was nasty.
Ooh, yes,
Daddy
sir.
was nasty.
I could do those dunks since I could dunk. Those are the first ones that I worked on, you know, because that was the one I grew up watching and all that stuff. So yeah, I could recreate all of them for you right now.
If you wanted to, you could do that as an homage to your dad and a way to sort of play to the judges.
Absolutely, I could.
Okay. Second question.
Poker face.
Second question, which again you probably won't answer. Will your father be involved in the presentation during the dunk contest at some point?
I think he's kind of like I am. He does not want the spotlight, does not want the camera. So if he's down there, it'll be for a very good reason. So you'll have to pay attention.
Tell you what, touch your nose twice if he's not going to be involved.
Poker face.
That's all I'm saying.
Before we go, is there anything that you want us to know and the fans to know about you, Cleveland, this situation that we didn't ask?
You know, I just want to say that, like, going home to Cleveland is like, there's a picture of me on Twitter right now. My dad holding me up, you know, dunking at the, I think it was the Gund Arena. The Gund, right. And so, you know, going from that, you know, whatever it is, 15, 16 years later, and now being able to play, I get to play my first home game this coming Thursday.
Oh, man.
Can't even imagine what that's going to be like, but, you know, to the Laker fans, thank you guys. I appreciate the support. It's been a fun ride, and I'll always be a little bit of purple and gold, but I'm ready to play in June now.
There you go. There you go.
Congratulations on the homecoming. Look forward to the dunk contest as well. For the record, he did not touch his nose twice. Yeah. So I assume Dad is going to be involved.
Hey, poker face.
But you kept the poker face. Larry Nance Jr. with us here on Game Time on